You wake up before the sun like someone's overworked farm animal. You get dragged out of sleep by a lifestyle so outdated, it makes medieval peasants look technologically advanced. No cozy morning vibe. Just you, catapulting into another day of unpaid holy labor for a community that thinks electricity is a gateway drug to hell. You sit up in your community approved wooden coffin without the lid, stretch as quietly as a hostage, and wonder, briefly, dangerously, what it would feel like to wake up one day without having to prove your morality by sheer exhaustion. But you can't think about that too long. You've got chores. You've always got chores. You're an Amish woman. Rest is for men, angels, and corpses. You get dressed in your regulation approved, soul dehydrated dress. It's always long, always plain, always shapeless. You pick a color from the local palette of midnight depression, generational humility, or the haunting shade known as don't even think about expressing individuality. You fasten it shut, not with buttons, of course, because that would be far too sexy, but with straight pins, actual pins, the same sharp objects used in horror movies. You start your day fully aware that one wrong inhale could turn your outfit into a blood sport. And don't even think about makeup or jewelry. Your face is required to stay at factory settings. No mascara, no lip gloss, no wedding ring, nothing. The only glow you get is from religious obligation and heat exhaustion. Then comes the cap, the sacred, mandatory, always on, never cute cap. You put it on like you're clocking into a cosmic shift. The cap isn't fashion, it's a GPS tracker for your soul. It says, I am humble, I am modest, I am accounted for. It's also pinned to your head with the force of 1,000 tiny grudges because hair showing in public. Absolutely not. God forbid someone accidentally finds you attractive. And your hair. Oh, your hair. It grows forever, Rapunzel style. Except there's no tower escape plan, no prints, and no visible strands. It just sits, hidden under layers of mesh and holiness, like a secret you're never allowed to celebrate. Then your day actually starts. You go to the kitchen, which is basically a cross between a furnace, a craft center, and a battlefield for your sanity. Everything is handmade. Everything is manual. Everything is one step away from a Victorian ghost whispering, efficiency is a sin. And you're responsible for all of it. Cooking, cleaning, organizing, baking, washing, canning, sewing, and raising half a small nation of children. Because birth control? Absolutely not. Your uterus is community property. You pop out babies like your ovaries are sponsored by the agricultural calendar. You look at your kids, who are adorable, yes, but you know each one comes with another decade of homeschooling with outdated textbooks, and that ends at 14. After that, education is whatever chores teach you, mostly how to survive on low sleep, low autonomy, and low expectations. Your husband helps by existing and occasionally lifting something heavy because he's the leader, the decision maker, the head of the household. You're the neck or the floor or the emotional labor department. Hard to tell sometimes. You go outside and the community is already buzzing. Everyone just working silently like it's an Amish simulation game with no pause button. Women gather ingredients and children. Men gather opinions. You join the other women in preparing meals for 30 people. It's always 30 people. You're never alone. You will never be alone. Amish life is basically a group project where you're responsible for half the workload, but only the men get credit. You go to a community event, which is basically the Amish version of a social life. Church, funerals, weddings, maybe a barn raising if you're lucky. You sit with the other women quietly, because speaking too much suggests you have a personality, and that's basically witchcraft. And just when you think things couldn't get weirder, welcome to Amish dating. Romance, but make it clinically dehydrated. You don't flirt, you don't mingle, you don't even make eye contact for too long because that counts as foreplay. Dating happens under the watchful eyes of 30 relatives who treat holding hands like it's a felony offense. And then there's bundling. A tradition so bizarre it sounds like a dare. You and a guy lie in the same bed, fully clothed, under a board, separated like two horny burritos in a morality tortilla. Just to talk in the darkness like Victorian pen pals. No touching, no kissing, no affection, just awkward breathing and the sound of your dignity evaporating. And if things do go well, if your souls connect or whatever, congratulations, you still don't get to pick freely. Your family, his family, the bishop, the community, the collective Amish hive mind, everybody has an opinion on your love life except you. Marriage isn't two people falling in love. It's two families forming a business merger while you sit there smiling like a hostage at a press conference. By the time you actually marry someone, the only thing you've chosen independently is the brand of pins holding your dress together. You hear your language shift through the day: Pennsylvania Dutch, High German, English. 3 languages, and somehow you still don't get to speak freely. You want to laugh loudly? No. You want to complain? No. You want to talk about how your husband has the emotional depth of a cornbread muffin? Definitely no. You attend church services that last longer than the Lord intended, led by men chosen by God, or by a lottery system disguised as divine intervention. You listen to sermons about obedience, humility, and suffering, and you nod like it's all totally reasonable. You're not allowed to preach, not allowed to lead, not allowed to question. But hey, you can definitely bring the potluck casserole. You can't take pictures, not of yourself, not of your children, not even of that one pie you baked that looked suspiciously perfect. Photography is vanity. It's forbidden, which means you have no evidence you existed except for quilts and offspring. Your daughters play with faceless cloth dolls, literally faceless, because having a face is apparently a gateway drug to sin. You hand them the doll, and part of you wonders how that's supposed to foster self-esteem. But no one asks your opinion, because you're the woman. Your job is to nurture, not question. You see the boys running around outside, climbing things, exploring, screaming, being loud, being free. And the girls, you train them, gently, carefully, consistently, to follow your path, to be quiet, to be compliant, to be good, to be small. You teach them the rules, even the ones that suffocate you, because breaking them means shunning, isolation, being cut off from your entire world, parents, siblings, community, safety net, everything. You're not just following the rules, you're stitched into them. You watch the teenagers hit Rumspringa, and for a moment, you think, maybe, someone will choose freedom. And some do. Some taste electricity and jeans and car keys and decide this life isn't for them. But most return because they're scared, because they love their families, and they get baptized and locked into the system permanently, like downloading a software update you can never uninstall. You're proud of them, and you're heartbroken for them, all at once, because freedom isn't even an option you get to fantasize about. You put the children to bed, sew another dress that looks exactly like the last date, and feel that familiar tiredness settle into your bones. An exhaustion that isn't physical, but existential. Because being an Amish woman isn't just a lifestyle. It's a containment system dressed as tradition. It sucks to be an Amish woman. Not because you're weak, not because you're incapable, not because you're lesser, but because the system is designed to keep you small while calling it holiness. And you live in that contradiction every day. You survive in it, you endure it, you carry it quietly.